Well, we didn't quite make it home this week, but that's all right, especially today. You know, occasionally it gets really frustrating to be a truck driver on the day that you think you're going home. I started the morning this morning up in Nebraska, in the Grand Island, Nebraska, and I had anticipation of being home this evening, and I'm not. I'm actually at a pretty nice truck stop that's in Orlando, Oklahoma, just outside of Stillwater, Oklahoma. And it's called the Smoky Pokey. Actually, the truck stop is not called Smoky Pokey. The restaurant inside is, and they have this pirate thing going on inside, and it's kind of neat. Kind of strange. I expected to be home today. I had plenty of time to get home and everything after I had got my truck parked, and after I got my truck loaded. I had a couple of incidents that slowed me down. Now, when I left after getting my truck loaded, probably had an hour's worth of leeway on it that so I would not have been late to get home. But what really gets me is that when I got to Salina today, a real sad thing had happened. It seems that one of our drivers had been involved in an accident, and the person who was riding a motorcycle ran into him and wound up. The fellow on the motorcycle lost his life. That happened today. And so I was really kind of upset about that. I had to stop for a little while just to kind of minister to a couple of folks that were affected by that pretty bad, and prayed with one, and wound up being a pretty good friend. It's just been a awkward day. That slowed me down a little bit. But when you start thinking about people losing their lives, you start getting the bigger picture. So I went over and I loaded my truck, and I'm heading out, and I'm working real hard on my truck. And usually I can get my truck loaded, strapped down, secured, and all done within an hour. A lot of times within 30 to 45 minutes. It took me 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours to get it done today. It slowed me down again. I left and I have about an hour's leeway, to get in between Abilene, Kansas, down to my home in Tuttle. So I had an hour's leeway. I'm heading south on I-35, 135, gets into 35 there in Wichita. And I just got past the rest area. And there at the rest area, right after I got out, there was a sign. It was one of those highway signs. It's lit up. Somebody's programming it somewhere in the state. And it said, I-35 cutout, both lanes are shut down at mile marker 0 into Oklahoma. And I'm going, what in the heck is going on? And so I pulled off and I moved over to Highway 81, started going south on 81, and I make it about 10 miles south of South Haven, and all the traffic from Interstate 135 gets routed over to 81. And so it's just packed, slowing me down. It's slowing me down, and it's slowing me down. And there was another little intersection where a lot of the traffic was coming over, and I got on the radio, CB, and I keyed up, and I asked, so, guys, I'm coming down 81. What was the deal over there on 135 on the turnpike? So that's the Kansas turnpike. The guy calls up and says there's a fatality in Oklahoma, just right there at the scales, just past the scales. So they had to shut down the entire interstate, southbound. I asked the guy, you know how long it's been shut down? He said it's been shut down about 2 hours. that was the exact amount of time that I was delayed today, I would have been in the middle of it. The Bible says that rain falls on the righteous and the unrighteous. Now, when that was written, the writer literally meant the rain that falls from the sky. It hits on all people. I mean, it doesn't matter. But he put it in terms that you and I kind of go righteous and unrighteous. In other words, the people of God and the people who are not of God, those who are saved, those who are not saved, still going to get the rain. But metaphorically, it meant something a lot deeper. And that is that people of God and people who are not of God have tragedy happen in their lives. But not only tragedy, but some things that just go awry in your life. And you think in your life, well, dadgummit, why is this thing happening to me today? I want to know. Somebody tell me, why is it happening? This morning, that motorcycle rider lost his life. This afternoon, whoever that was, mile marker 0, lost their life. The rainfall was falling today. I don't know if they're righteous or they're unrighteous. I count myself amongst the believers. And so I'm going to count myself as one of the righteous, not because I am righteous of myself, but I'm righteous through Jesus Christ. And it was him that slowed me down today. A little rain fell on me, slowed me down. But who's to think that good happens when something irritating, or you perceive it as bad, happens in your life? Only when you start getting closer to your destination do you start realizing why God delayed you, why God allowed these things to happen to you, why the rain was falling on you today. It fell harder on some people than it fell on me today. One of the reasons why it was falling a little lighter today, I think, God was taking care of me. There's this song that our praise band's going to play this weekend. And Deanne, if you're listening, I want you to know how special it is to me. And I can't sing very well, so I'm just going to tell you the words. The words go like this. And all my life, you have been faithful. All my life, you have been good to me. Sometimes when you think things are going bad in your life, it's God slowing you down, telling you, I'm taking care of you. Let him take care of you today. Because the rain has to fall on the righteous and the unrighteous. May he be a shelter in the time of storm for you.